En riktig god morgen til alle på Narvik Videregående. Jeg skulle veldig gjerne vært med dere I dag, men får heller sende denne hilsen på video. I will speak in English language as a courtesy to our friends from Holland, as well as from France. I know that the people from Nijmegen and Reims video in Narvik today, even former minister from Burundi, I presume. I'm a very good friend of the present president of Burundi, Pierre Nkurunziza, and I've been visiting this small but very beautiful African nation a number of times. But welcome from France. We are working very closely with the French government to combat climate change, and welcome from the Netherlands. Netherlands is probably the one country in Norway, in Europe, which will be most affected by climate change, since we are such a low-lying nation. Quite a good part of Netherlands is even below sea level. The struggle to combat climate change is the most important issue of our time. We see the effects of climate change globally every day. In Somalia, people are dying from hunger that is related to a drought, partially caused by climate change. In Pakistan, maybe 7 million people had to fly from the great flooding there over the last few weeks. Again, it's related to climate change. And here in Norway, we see more floodings this year than for the last many years in Gudbrandsdalen, in Trøndelag, and in other parts of Norway. And even such a big country with a small population and very rich as Norway, even we will be very much affected by climate change, by landslides, by avalanches, by the rise in sea level and many other huge problems caused by climate change. Of course, the main way of fighting climate change is through global negotiations, through the steps taken by important nations. The Chinese are developing new technologies every day. Brazil and Indonesia are conserving their rainforest. Germany has decided to do a lot on renewable energies, and we in Norway is trying to do our utmost to fight climate change. But you also asked the question, what can you do? Is there anything a student or a pupil in Narvik can do to the common global course of fighting climate change? And I think the answer to that is yes, because no individual in the world, not even Barack Obama, can individually transform everything, but we can all do something where we are placed. You can look into the possibility of taking the bicycle more, walking to school if that's feasible, and of course using buses and other means of collective traffic if that's possible. This is not to eradicate cars. We will have cars in the future as well. Many of them will be electrical, so please, when that opportunity arises and you are maybe a little older, buy the electric cars. Then look into your heating systems. Ask your parents to bring in the most effective heating systems in your house. Maybe turning off the light bulb when you are leaving the house for a few hours. There is no reason to keep it light when you are not there. Look into how much we are wasting of food. We are in Norway wasting enormous amount of food every year simply because we are not using it properly. You may look into your diet, possibility of eating a little more vegetables will also have a small but significant impact on the climate. And when you and your family are buying new products, being it a new iPad or a new TV set, or of course even more important, a new car, please look for the most energy efficient version. There is no absolute recipe. Simply a little more consciousness in everyday life will add to the global struggle against climate change. If we are not successful combating climate change, you will pay the price. Average student in Narvik will live until about 2090, something like that, and in that time span we will see enormous changes unless we act now. So thank you for being vigilant on this important topic, both in Holland, in France, and in Narvik.